and take a quick break for breakfast. And then we'll be back for more Dune Awakening, which is all day today. Not blood sausage, but definitely sausage, Deeks. She'll have breakfast delivered in a minute, but it's some sausage, some beans she did on the campfire yesterday, on the wood fire, and then an omelet, I believe, or fried eggs or something with tortillas and cheese.
In the
Um, anyway, Blood of the Dawnwalker. If you haven't watched it yet, know anything about it, you're about to find out. This is the gameplay overview from yesterday. This is all beta footage. They also had a live stream yesterday, which we may go watch tomorrow at some point, but that's like an hour long, and I don't want to take an hour thing today. We're just going to watch this 20-minute gameplay overview while I eat my breakfast. Oh! The following video presents actual gameplay footage from a work-in-progress pre-beta version of the game. The Blood of Dawnwalker is still in development. Everything you're about to see is subject to change as the gameplay was recorded on PC. The Blood of Dawnwalker.
Hello, my name is Daniel Sadowski and I'm the design director at Rebel Wolves. I would like to welcome you to the Blood of Dawnwalker summer gameplay video.
I'm gonna just triple check that that's
Our
playing
game
in
is a
2K.
story-driven, open-world dark fantasy RPG set in medieval Europe. The game is currently in pre-beta stage, and what we are going to show you is just a part of one of the mid-game quests. It's a really cool story involving legendary swords and a haunted almshouse, but today we'll focus on showcasing our gameplay systems. We're starting on the outskirts of Svartro, the game's largest city and the capital of Vale Sangora. From here, we could head anywhere the eye can see, explore ancient ruins or sabotage vampire blood transports. But it's not just about where or when you go. It's also about how you approach the main quest and shape the story, making each playthrough uniquely your own. For now, we're following the road. Cohen is on his way to the city's cathedral, chasing leads about a powerful weapon said to be hidden in its crypts. But
Thank you, baby.
first, we'll have to deal with some bandits who camped out by the main road. Traveling through Vale Sangora is never boring. The world is dense with quests, random encounters, and locations steep in lore. This will be a great opportunity to show you our combat system. Our goal was to make the player feel like a real swordmaster who closely observes his enemies. We'll begin this fight by using acrid dust to stun one of the enemies.
Okay.
Now, when you attack, you choose one of 4 directions: up, down, left, or right, in order to hit the opponent where
So we're
he's
blending
unable
Witcher
to
3
parry.
with Kingdom Come
And
Deliverance
similarly,
combat.
when defending, you have to take note of the enemy's intent and the direction of the attack. On the left side of the screen, just above Cohen's health, you have activation charges that will be filled in with each successful attack, block, and parry. Once they are full, you can use one of the active abilities which allow you to take a more tactical approach to fighting. We started the fight by throwing some acrid dust. And now let's cast Burning Blood. It's a hex which boils the enemy's blood and burns their skin, dealing physical damage over time. Alright, time to finish this fight. Let's use the final activation charge to cast the artery attack, which actually decapitated the last opponent. Our hero quickly dispatched the bandits, so let's loot a few items they've left behind and open the inventory. First of all, let's replenish our health by eating something, and then take a closer look at this cool-looking weapon we just picked up. Ah, it has better stats than our current weapon, so let's equip it right now. We've also leveled
I did not
up,
anticipate
so let's
seeing
use this
a
opportunity
Kingdom
to
Come
spend the
Deliverance
newly
style of,
acquired
like,
skill
attack
point
zone.
in one of Cohen's skill trees.
So it's like I said, a blend of Witcher
The
3
skills
and
in the Blood of
KCD.
Dawnwalker are divided into 3 trees. One for human, one for vampire, and one shared between the two. We also have an active abilities panel. We can use it to unlock additional abilities to use during combat. Note that during the day, the health bar is not regenerating. You need to find consumables like the one we've just eaten. The hexes we've just used also consume some of Cohen's health. Be aware of that. The way our magic system works, there's always a price to pay for manipulating reality. But we can make it sting a bit less. Let's level up the frugal witchcraft skill, so next time we'll cast a hex, it'll consume fewer of Cohen's health points. Now that we've wrapped up the encounter with the bandits, we can be on our way to get inside the city. Right now, Cohen hasn't done enough to ruffle the vampire lord's feathers, so the gods will just wave us through. But the more damage you cause, the more suspicious and aggressive they'll become. So when you play the game yourself, you'll have to decide whether you want to challenge the vampires openly, or lay low until you're ready to strike and surprise them.
Yeah, this whole team worked on The Witcher. I think most of the team worked on The Witcher 3, Sparky. So, heavy influences. So if you've played any of the Witcher games, you're going to probably love this.
This is the rich district of the city.
By the way,
Silberkreis. There's
the
also
CD Projekt Red team fully supports these guys and has been like retweeting their stuff.
Each of the boroughs has its own
no
feel
bad
and
blood
character.
between the studios. They all love what each other was working on. So the rumors that these guys left on bad terms with CD Projekt Red is just not true at all. This is just a spin-off
Looming
company,
high over the city is
and they wanted
Brensis's
to go do their
castle,
own thing.
Greifberg.
They have like a
He
very
took it
dark
over when he
vampire
slaughtered
story.
the human ruler of the valley, Skender, as shown in the trailer we shared with you earlier in January this year. In order to complete the main quest and save your family, you'll have to storm the castle, alone or with help of friendly NPCs. We could do it right now if we wanted, but it would be super challenging.
No more drink for you, my friend. Go home.
And all of their live stream events have had a huge focus on the music. They have music videos, a super talented composition team,
Let's check
musicians,
them out.
vocalists.
The Cathedral
They
is
have another
really
music
close.
trailer on their
There's plenty
YouTube
of other
right now
places
that
to
they
see
just dropped
and
yesterday
things
as well.
to do here. A couple of
Super cool
inns,
stuff.
a medic, a blacksmith, an armorer, and other merchants. You can see that not only the vampires came out of the shadows. This creature on the right is called an Uriash. Look around, especially at night, and you'll learn humans have lots to fear, not just the vampires.
Fried eggs, sausage,
And here we can see
homemade
guards
beans from the
pounding on
campfire
some poor
yesterday,
guy's
cheese and
doors.
tortillas de bon.
What is it about?
Singing songs that mocked him and the faith.
Who told you this nonsense? Was it Livia?
It's just one of many different community scenes we're implementing in the game. Watch them closely when you play, as they might point you to new quests and hidden treasures, or signal changes in the game's world.
Once again, I humbly beg of thee.
I humbly...
Ouch!
I don't want to say it, Mum.
It's a prayer. It's what we have to say. Go on.
I humbly beg of thee, protect him and
Thou hast sent forth.
Okay, we are at the Cathedral gates. Again, since Cohen isn't yet wanted by the vampire regime, and it's daytime, we can simply walk inside.
The baptism of a newborn is a solemn moment, doubly so. A new life joins our flock, bringing happiness to its parents and to the congregation. Natus ex sanguine est, alitur sanguine, et in sanguine morietur. Ego te baptizo in nomine Dei. Amen. Don't I know you from somewhere, young man? Laslia, maybe?
I'm sorry, but you must
Yeah,
be
the time
mistaken.
thing is.
Am I? Perhaps.
They've explained it better in other
Perhaps.
places,
My memory
but it's
isn't
not.
what it used
It's not
to
what
be.
a lot of people assume it is. It's
Come
more
with
like
me. I'll take your confession.
you're just being told, "Hey, there's a definite
Thank you.
timeline that you have to
I
worry
have
about."
no need for confession.
But you still have all the time
So
you need
you
to
deem
complete
your
quests on a day-to-day
conscience
basis.
clear?
It's just that once you get to this point, it's
I
kind of like
wouldn't go that
Baldur's Gate.
far.
Baldur's Gate 3,
But I'm sure you're a
Act
busy
1,
man,
Act
Father.
2, Act 3.
So while I appreciate the offer,
You're
I
told
feel
at the
that
end of
my
Act
soul
1,
shouldn't be
hey,
your
before you
priority.
progress to the next
I won't
stage,
press
make
the
sure
matter.
you've completed all the things you
You
wanted to
are
get
quite
done.
correct.
Because
I
once you
have
get
many
here,
other duties to attend
you can't
to.
go back.
But please remember that in
It
order to be
activates based on
saved,
main
we all
quests, Sparky.
need
So the
to
main
repent.
quest storyline pushes the time
Myself
forward,
included.
but you can go do side quests
I
whenever
hope
you
we can
want.
speak again soon. Good day
So it's
to
only
you,
the main quest that progresses the timeline.
Cohen.
It's not like you have so many times, at least based on what I understand of the way they've explained it. It's not like
What we
there
saw
does
right
appear to be
here
a
was
timer
just one
on
of
the
many
top, though, where it
cutscenes we
says
recorded
noon,
for the
so
game, which
I-
smoothly
there
transitioned
might
into a
be a time
dialogue scene.
factor as well.
We use cutscenes to highlight key scenes or showcase interesting bits of lore. Like this blood baptism. Creepy, isn't it? The core feature of the Blood of Dawnwalker is the dual gameplay loop. Remember, Cohen may be a human during the day, but he turns into a vampire at night and has a different set of skills at his disposal. And this is just one variable that affects our quests. Depending on when you tackle a particular quest, what choices you've made earlier, whom you befriended, or whom you've angered, your gameplay and story experience will be very, very different. So each quest is a complex structure with multiple possible paths leading to the end goal. We maximize players' freedom and agency, offering you a narrative sandbox to play in. I wonder what secrets may be concealed up there, just beyond Cohen's reach. And how do we get there? It's impossible to do during the day, but come night, it's an entirely different story. Let us explain what we mean by taking our current quest as an example. During the day, we got inside the cathedral without any problems, since it's open for all to see and Cohen doesn't yet stand out from the crowd. The scaffolds, though, are outside of his reach. But climbing them won't be a problem for the vampire, who has many more exploration abilities at his disposal. Bear in mind, Cohen has not completed the quest yet. What's more, there are still a few clues to be found in order to solve this story. It's worth mentioning that narrative sandbox also means that we may completely abandon this quest and follow a different path to defeat Brensis. For today, we're focusing on the gameplay part, so let's see how we could tackle this particular quest during the night.
Exactly, Devon.
We're
The
starting
limited time
right after dusk
means that
as a
there's
vampire on
value
the
in
rooftops
replay.
of Svatro. Right now, we have 22
Which is
days
huge
left
for a
to
game like
complete
this.
this goal. This counter is always displayed and you'll be warned each time it's pushed forward. So you have to be aware of the time, and it's more of a resource you'll be spending than a racing clock.
That's good to know. It's a resource you're spending as opposed to a racing clock.
As a vampire, you'll see and experience the world from a different perspective. You can travel quickly and easily access places beyond the reach of regular humans. Let us show you what we mean. This is Shadow Step, a unique
Hey, it's like
vampiric
my sugar wire
ability,
in Dune.
allowing Cohen to jump to almost any place within his reach. Now, let's take a good look around using the focus mode. This ability
We will be getting back to
highlights
Dune Awakening
objects
in
of
about 10
interest
minutes,
and
everybody, as soon as
looks.
this is over.
And
Just
there
wanted
is
to take a break
something
for
right
breakfast.
here. This time it's just some items to grab, but on other occasions, who knows?
If you're just tuning
You
in.
might come across a hidden quest. Looks like our health is quite low. This is because, as a vampire, your health bar also represents your hunger level, and you start each night thirsting for blood. Remember, you have to quench this appetite in order to make full use of your vampire abilities. And rein in your monstrous nature around NPCs. Otherwise, you may end up draining someone important, which may lead to unpredictable consequences.
In other words, don't starve
We'd
yourself
better
while
feed them.
trying to be a good vampire.
Maybe on someone who is standing all alone. Like this drunkard.
Hi, buddy.
Let's grab him and use Voracious Bite ability. Unless you lose control due to hunger, you get to decide how much blood to drink. You can drain just a bit and knock your victim unconscious, or go all the way and kill them. And if you're adamant you don't want to hurt innocent humans, you can drink from animals and some other creatures.
That's good to know. So you can be a good vampire and not touch humans.
Finally, we are at the cathedral, but it seems to be closed for the night, and the entrance gate is
But
well
there are
guarded.
plenty of drunkards and criminals.
Let's
in the
find
world.
another way in.
I think my vampire will be a connoisseur of many different vintages.
Shadow Step is not the only vampiric ability you're gonna learn during your playthrough. Cohen can also use Plane Shift to scale walls and even ceilings smoothly.
Oh, that's cool. Did you see the NPCs run away, though?
This will allow us to explore every nook and cranny of the cathedral.
Blood to blood.
Better be quiet.
You shall become Kenya's prince.
Is that voyeurist Xanthi?
His
What the hell is she doing here?
the sole voice
What is she doing? Is that a ritual for the blood gods?
Oh yeah, dusky ladies. Thanks for breakfast, babe.
They're covering up the old paintings. Why? One of the workers must have left it. Seems that the cathedral complex is quite big. The main building, cloisters, inner courtyard. The entrance to the crypt could be anywhere. Won't get anything done just standing around. Still.
This was a scene investigation, a mechanic we used to zoom in on and showcase key clues. This time we had a chance to learn more about the vampire's plans. Looks like they're keen to cover up the old frescoes, so that's something we could take a look at. This way we could learn more
That's
about
right,
the cathedral's
Deeks.
past.
Dive in, sir.
Looks like we aren't alone here. Underneath us, there's a group of blood guards. Soldiers hooked up on vampire blood, which makes them stronger. And one of Brances's vampire allies. It's Xanthi, the oldest vampire in Vale Sangora, and quite a powerful lady. Let's descend and check what's going on.
Oh, the claws on the wall as you slide down is a nice touch.
Don't think I don't see you skulking in the shadows. Come out. You're interfering with my task. Who are you?
It doesn't matter.
Very well. I don't have time for interruptions. Let us dispose
Jennifer,
of him.
is that you?
Quickly.
Yeah, Hector. Being a good vampire seems oxymoronic. I can agree with
Cohen
you.
is using his claws to attack when in vampire form. Blood guards are dual-wielding opponents. Their attacks are pretty strong. Of course, even when fighting with claws, combat is still directional. Don't worry, Cohen can still use his sword as a vampire.
You haven't lived long.
Only after defeating all three of the blood guards, Xanthi deems Cohen worthy of a challenge, and she descends to face him. She uses her blood control powers to cast a multitude of attacks, like her blood whips, that hit Cohen from left and right. Xanthi is protected by a powerful vampire ability. Once her stamina runs out, Cohen will have an opportunity to strike and deal some damage. But be careful, cause Xanthi is quick to counterattack and she will also try to restore her blood. Meanwhile, look at the indicator just below her health and stamina. It's a timer for the boiling blood skill that you've seen in the CGI trailer. So, if we don't hurry, the timer goes down to 0 and Cohen will eventually explode. And we're dead. Remember, we were only mid-game here, and Xanthi is one of the game's most punishing enemies.
Thanks for the sub
Defeating
over on
her
Twitch.
right here and right now
Come
is
with
very
this.
much possible, but it would be hellishly difficult. A fun challenge for hardcore players. Otherwise, we could load the game and explore the cathedral without drawing her attention. Or try to get to her while she's not surrounded by bodyguards. Xanthi, like all other vampire allies, has her own questline. Explore it, and you can learn more about her past, motivations, and maybe even try to reason with her.
Lots of
What
options.
you do is entirely up to you. Remember, our design principle is the narrative sandbox. There is no difference between main quests and side quests. There's just different stories that you weave together into your own unique adventure. But that's coming in 2026. For now, I'd like to thank you for joining me on this gameplay video presentation. We've just shown you a tiny glimpse of the Blood of Dawnwalker. There's definitely more to come in the coming months, so stay tuned for any updates being posted on our social media profiles. Goodbye.
So that is the Blood of Dawnwalker. If you haven't caught up on that before, they have a YouTube channel where you can go watch previous stuff. We covered the cinematic trailer when it dropped 5 months ago. I actually live streamed. I did a watch party for their first event. They just did the gameplay event yesterday, which is like an hour-long stream. That is the gameplay overview section of that. They also just dropped a music video for one of the songs a couple of hours ago, so if you want to check that out, you can as well. But meanwhile, we're going to get back to Dune Awakening, everybody, because we have other objectives to get to today, but I wanted to do that while we were eating breakfast. That'll get clipped on YouTube later, so if you missed any portions of that, never fear. Let's get the music back on for Dune.